Hey guys, it's Christine, also known as IvyWinter. I haven't done a vlog, like just a straight vlog, in a while. So I kind of wanted to do one because there's just like a bunch of stuff on my mind, and sometimes getting to talk to you guys about it is kind of therapeutic for me, and I think hopefully lets you get to know me better. So yeah, it's been a while since I've done like a real straight like me vlog that wasn't like Disney or whatever. You might notice my background's a little different. I mean, just a little bit. We still have Cogsworth. He's still there. And I'm sorry if I'm more echoey than normal. We used to have a couch. If you guys watched my apartment tour, I'll put that somewhere. There was a big leather couch that was in my basement, and it was not being used. And part of the reason it was there was because when the movers tried to get it upstairs, it just wasn't happening. Like, it just couldn't get into the small door frames. So we were forced to put it down here and then buy a new couch for upstairs. And it really wasn't going to much use, and we want to get a futon instead for people to crash here. So long story short, a friend of mine came to pick it up for his place, and so it's more empty and a little bit more echoey. But because that moved, we were actually able to move some things around, and I was able to push this back in a different direction. So yeah, you're just facing a different wall with the same bookshelf and stuff, and my Bioshock poster that I love. So don't worry, nothing crazy has changed, but I do apologize if there's a lot of echo. It's because we're missing a big piece of furniture that keeps it from being echoey down here. Yeah. Anyway, if I look tired, that's because I am tired. So a lot of you guys know this already if you've seen my videos about living with a chronic illness, but I have IBS. For those who didn't know that, the very short version is I've had it for 5 years, and I have a gastroenterologist and some doctors that I work with to try to make it more bearable. And one of the things that I was on to treat it was Lexapro. And if you know what Lexapro is, it's an SSRI, which is a antidepressant medication. Now you might think, why would you be on that for your stomach? Well, there are some studies that have been going around in the past few years. They are discovering that the same chemicals that are in your brain are in your stomach, even more so. They think that your stomach probably produces more of those chemicals than your brain even does, serotonin, all of that. And so they are starting to connect it together with issues like IBS that are not overtly physical, like Crohn's or any other number of things where you can physically see something wrong. They're even connecting it to things like when people have nervous stomachs. So some people don't really have IBS, but like when they are very nervous or anxious about something, you might get a stomach ache, you might have to go to the bathroom, you might feel nauseous. That partly has to do with those chemicals. So as a treatment, some doctors are using SSRIs to help calm any anxieties and stress, and to also regulate the chemicals not only in your brain but in your stomach. So I have been on a low dose of 10 milligrams, which is pretty low. Most treatment for other mental illnesses, depression, etc., some people are that low, but sometimes they go up to about 20 milligrams. So 10 milligrams is fairly low dose for this. And I haven't really talked about this before, and maybe it's something I will go into more in depth in another video, but I also do have a history of generalized anxiety disorder. GAD. I was diagnosed with that when I was 16. So it's really not as bad as it used to be in the past few years, but I used to have a lot of random anxiety attacks that were triggered by absolutely nothing, or just have some social anxiety, which I still kind of do, though it's a bit of a combination of anxiety and just being a bit of an introvert. But yeah, so that's something I've had forever. So it kind of makes sense that maybe that triggers my IBS, and then vice versa. It's this vicious cycle of like, if I'm anxious, I don't feel well, but if I don't feel well, it makes me anxious. It's the worst. So I have been treated with Lexapro for about a year, especially because I was having trouble with my last job and being able to get into work on time and just like feeling really sick all the time. I had been on it before. I went off of it because I'm not a big fan of them. Then I got put back on it again because my symptoms were getting worse. I have taken myself off of it as of this past month. Because working at home just kind of makes it easier to deal with. I mean, it still affects me going out and doing other things. In fact, just yesterday, as of when I'm recording this, I was supposed to go hang out with Rob and go see Baby Driver, which I hear is an awesome movie. And I couldn't make it because I was really not feeling well yesterday. But part of the reason I wasn't feeling well was not just my stomach, but I am going through the worst withdrawal symptoms ever. Like I said, I have been on and off this before in the past, and I honestly can't remember how the symptoms were then. I think I do remember them being pretty bad. But were they this bad? I don't know. All I know is that yesterday I felt like a crazy person. Like, I woke up in the morning, I instantly had a headache, which by the way I've had for 3 days. Instantly had a headache, just didn't feel well, slept completely through my alarm. Like, that thing goes off 3 times, repeatedly, until it says like, okay, you missed your alarm. So, completely slept through it, and then woke up like an hour later than I intended. And felt dizzy and just weird and lightheaded and like not myself. Like, I thought I was getting sick. Like, it felt like I was getting the flu. Then I was getting these random bouts of like anxiety for no reason. It was just like, it was just hitting me. I was just like in my apartment and I was just like, whoa, I feel really crazy and anxious right now. And I had to keep telling myself, like, I know this is withdrawal symptoms. You need to calm down. Like, you're totally fine. And then I was getting sweats, and then I was cold, and then I was having stomach problems, which stopped me from going out. And then I finally ate, and when I ate, I thought I was gonna throw up. Like, oh my God, guys, it has been horrible. And this is like part of the reason why I don't like SSRIs. And like, I understand if there's help, they're helpful for people. I'm not like trying to tell people not to take them or something, but like, it's really like, excuse my language, but it's pretty fucked up that like you go through these crazy symptoms like any other drug withdrawal. And I get it because these things do change your brain chemistry, right? Like, you know, it's making a big change in your body, whether you feel it at first or not. And I even tapered off. Like, this wasn't me going cold turkey, because that's really dangerous and like not the best way to go off these medications, because then you can get hit even harder. So I went to half dose for like 3 weeks, and then did every other day half dose, and then took myself completely off of it almost a week ago now. And so it's weird that these symptoms are hitting me more now. I thought I was kind of in the clear because I was like, well, I've been off this for a week and I feel fine. And no, I do not feel fine. It has been such a struggle. I've also been so crazy mood swingy. Like, Peter yesterday was like, I was like, oh, I kind of feel like a crazy person. He was like, that's because you are a crazy person. Like, you're literally bouncing off the walls and being really annoying, like just like energetic and like annoying him. And then like 10 minutes later, I'm like bitching at him about something. And then 10 minutes after that, I'm upset about something. And like, I even know that this isn't normal. Like, I can just tell that what I'm feeling isn't normal. Yesterday, I was like crying for no reason. He comes home, like I was already upset because I couldn't go out. Okay, that's a reason to be upset, but like, he comes home and he's like, hey, you guys really need a hug. And then I just start crying. He's like, why are you crying? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm just crying. And I know it's because of the withdrawals. Like, I know that it's just like messing with my emotions really badly. It's messing with me physically. It has been so hard. And I know it's gonna pass. I know it'll be fine. I don't know how long it's gonna take. It might be a few weeks. hell, it could even be a month or two. That's what I was reading, like, which would suck. I really don't want to deal with this for a month or two. I'm also exhausted. Like, I don't know if you can tell, I'm just so tired right now. I'm not sleeping well, I'm staying up too late. Like, all of this is, like, if you look up the side effects of coming off of Lexapro, I'll put them somewhere here because, like, Peter looked it up. And there was, like, this whole thing of, like, all these side effects you can have. And it sucks. It's like hardcore. It's like drug withdrawal. I mean, that is what it is. You know, I was on a drug that was changing my body. So yeah, I've just been feeling a little bit like a crazy person lately. It's hard for me to concentrate. That's another side effect. I feel like more often than not, I'm having a really hard time finishing my sentences and thinking of what I want to say. It's been happening with Peter a lot. Like, I will just blank out. I'll be like, yeah, so, and I'll just stop and I'm like, what am I talking about? Like, the thought is here somewhere and I just want to grab it, which is not something that's typical of me either. It's crazy. Like, you feel like a very different person when all of this is happening. So yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that and like what my experience has been. If you guys are interested in me talking a little bit more about some of the other stuff I've dealt with anxiety and stuff, I'm an open book with that kind of stuff. So I definitely would talk about my story about it if that's interesting to anybody. I can do that. That's it. So if you have any questions about SSRIs and IBS, about anxiety, about specifically about anything else to do with withdrawal symptoms or like, you know, all of that, let me know. I am no doctor, so don't go by my words for like anything. Like, don't ask me if you should go off your meds because I can't tell you that. You need to talk to your doctor. But if you have any other questions about at least my experience, I can at least give you that. Anyway, thank you for letting me just spew what has been on my brain for the past couple of days. And I really appreciate that you guys come and you listen, and I don't know. You guys are great. You're a great community. I love you guys. So that's it. If you want to see more videos like this, vlogs, Disney stuff, wedding stuff, you should subscribe. If you like me and you like this video, you should like the video. You know, click that little thumbs up thing down there. That's always awesome. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys are feeling a little bit better than I am as of late. And I hope you guys have a really great 4th that's coming up. I'm actually gonna be traveling. I'll be in Michigan with Peter and his family, the future in-laws. So yeah, I hope you guys, if you're American, are having an awesome July 4th. If you are not American, have a great Tuesday. I mean, why not? And yeah, that's it. Thanks guys. See you later. Bye.